they make ta'wil of it to say, he doesn't mean Allah is not in a direction. He means that Allah Ta'ala is exalted from having directions that we know and boundaries that we know. So they affirm boundaries for Allah and directions for Allah. And Allah has directions on all sides of him and everything. Yes, he has directions, but not that we know. He has boundaries, but we don't know where his boundary starts underneath him. Like, the universe is here, and he's outside the universe from every side, and there's a boundary between him and the universe, but we don't know exactly the altitude that starts at, so it's like unknown boundary to us.
So, would you say, Imam Tahawi chronologically was part of what is known as the Salaf?
Nah.
So, to go against that is going against the creed of the Salaf.
Yes.
Exactly. That's the point I want to
make. Jazakallah khair. And Al-Imam Abu Mansur al-Maturidi rahimahullah, who died 233 years after the Hijrah.
Exactly.
He was from the Salaf also. And he was known as the Imam of Ahlus Sunnah in his time. And he made a tafsir of the Quran, that the whole tafsir, he makes it from the point of view of a theologian, a scholar of the Aqeedah, of the creed. So when he talks about ayahs of the Quran, he extracts things that you won't even find in any tafsir hardly. That's true. That's like, wow, what level was he? Oh, wow. Like, what was he thinking now making his tafsir now? It's like some parts of tafsir al-Qurtubi is deep, but like you get a Majuri's joint, you be like, subhanAllah, man. This was the Imam of Ahlus Sunnah Jamaa'ah. You understand? You know what I mean? And in those parts he says that, with one of the things he says, that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is azim. He is great, but not an azama of size. Allah Ta'ala is al-Ali. He's the most high, but not a highness of altitude. He says that the greatness and highness mean that Allah is exalted. Like a king, the person says, your highness, or the most high, or such. But not Allah Ta'ala is characterized by time, or space, or size. Or else when a person says, Allahu Akbar, they're saying Allah is the biggest. I've never seen nobody translate it like that. Not in English, not in Arabic, not in French, not in Spanish. Never heard nobody say, Allahu Akbar, Allah the biggest. It's Allah the greatest. Because great means majesty. It means honor. And not only that, there is no logical virtue in just being big. Size was never a description of perfection. Just being big, just massiveness, mass, is not a quality of perfection. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than that. Does that really make it better? Size or altitude. No one became a king because he went up on a mountain. No one became better than Rasulullah because he got into an airplane. So I'm closer to Allah now because I'm an altitude. Like me and Allah, we close because the Prophet is down there and I'm up here. I'm in the airplane. That would mean the closest people to Allah are the astronauts. Not the prophets of Allah. Not the Prophet ﷺ. How would he be the closest to Allah? The Prophet himself said the closest a slave is to Allah is when he's in sajda. What you think? What group you think Prophet was with? Tell me. You think he's with Ahlus Sunnah Jamaa'ah? Like we all saying? Like Allah's not in the place and you don't qualify Allah by a direction or by time or by place? Because if Allah Ta'ala is literally, physically in the sky in that sense or over the throne in a physical meaning, then a person has to be closer to Allah when they're standing, not in sajda. That goes against physics. If we want to get physical. We're not saying physical. Allah is not physical. But if a person, can somebody turn this fan on too, inshallah, please? But Allah Ta'ala is not physical. But if a person wants to use physical terms, there's no way you can use the laws of physics yet not use the laws of physics when you're saying a person is, it's just, you won't say that, you won't admit that you believe a person in an airplane or out in space is closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the self of Allah, the essence of Allah. They're in the first heaven. Especially a person believes Allah literally comes down to the first heaven that night. Then that person right with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they in space, the astronaut, I heard that they said they heard the adhan on the moon. You know what I'm saying? So how do you, what is it, and not only that, but don't even get into it, but not only that, the earth is round, so there's always nighttime everywhere. There's always a nighttime someplace.
And according to some, they believe it's flat.
Yeah, they said it was flat. They said that teaching the earth is round is a bid'ah and this and that. So I'm saying, like, you know, the time has come. The time has come, Habibi. Beloved, the time has come in Philly. We're not having that no more. That's done right there. That's finished right there. Them days is like, that's done. You know what I mean? That we're not going to have that no more. The real understanding of deen is going to be put out, inshallah. People are going to do dhikr at night, cry to Allah, make real salat at night, get married to stay married and stuff like that. Stuff like that's going to start happening now, inshallah. Other stuff, that other nonsense stuff, we kind of done with that, man. Philly, like, we kind of through with that right there. The days of ignorance, or the jahiliyyah, even amongst the Muslims, like, we kind of through with that. We're not feeling that no more. Because playing like that make the Dajjal come out and we all going to be following him. We keep playing games like, you know, I'm going to have a beard and still selling rocks on the corner. You know what I mean? Like, married a sister every other week and, you know, playing games. Trading off wives. When you get finished where I'm going to marry that sister now. You keep playing these type of games. Watch you be going with the Dajjal when he come out to the hellfire. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're going to play games with Islam and be mad at people when they try to bring the real deen because you make you look like, you know, put you out there like that. So we're not doing that no more. It's time now to have a real teachings of Islam, what Islam really is talking about, who the real imams of Islam are, by consensus, not by nobody's opinion, by consensus of the ummah, who the real imams are. Yes, those same imams that they backbiting, those are the real imams of Islam. The same imams they want to put down and make it seem like he had mistaken his Aqeedah. He didn't understand real Aqeedah. Oh, but you got the right Aqeedah though, right? You can't even read Arabic. Get out of here, man. I mean, you talking about? Come on now. Stop playing games, huh? You know? So them days is over, inshallah. I know brothers have to go. And jazakumullah khair for y'all patience. Y'all stayed this long. I'm gonna finish this right here. This is one last page. I'm gonna just read through this, inshallah. So check this out, inshallah. We're gonna get through this. Check this out. As for in the divine law, because we said already, right? I'm gonna just recap because it's so long a period we've been talking. I've been saying things. We've been going back and forth. Allah rewarding a sinner or even a disbeliever. That's Jaiz Nadari, page 3 at the bottom. Allah rewarding a sinner or even a disbeliever for disbelief and punishing an obedient servant or an angel for obeying him. This means that if either of these two possibilities were to occur, its occurrence would not necessitate an imperfection for Allah the Exalted or a rational impossibility at all. As for in the divine law, the Sharia, right? Allah has made it known to us that He has chosen through His sheer grace to give the obedient believers one of the two recompenses that are possible in His divine right to give, which is the reward of everlasting bliss, just as He has chosen through His justice to give the disbeliever the other possible recompense, which is the hellfire and painful torment. So this was Allah Ta'ala's will. He willed and He chose it to be this way. But remember, the creation, what the creation do or don't do, doesn't make Allah Ta'ala perfect or imperfect. Allah's perfection is unaffected by the created world. Allah is perfect without creating us. He could have left us all in non-existence. Or if He made us all pigs, He would still be perfect. If He created us all into rocks and boulders and stuff, falling down mountains, He would still be perfect. He didn't have to make us humans. That didn't make Him more perfect. That didn't give Allah Ta'ala any benefit making us what we are right now. And putting us in heaven or hell is not going to make Allah better or make Allah worse in the hereafter. And that's for us. We got to understand that. We got to come to grips with that. Because you understand then, Allah has no family ties. There is no relatives. There is no bond. There is nothing. Your only bond with Allah is your belief in your good deeds. You want to be close to Allah, believe in Him and do what He says to do. Because He's not going to be, He's not going to grieve or be in pain to watch you go into the hellfire. It doesn't make Allah, it might make you grieve and your family might be grieving. Maybe your relatives might be hurt. But Allah Ta'ala, He won't feel, He doesn't feel, He's not affected by the creation. He's not going to feel pain or feel grief or sad or anything like that because you go into hell forever and ever 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 and ever. Never coming out. Which brings us to another thing, that also to claim some of them making Aqeedah at the hellfire doesn't end. And to the extent that I even read a book recently, Abdul Razak Al-Afifi was asked this question about the hellfire ending. And he said, I'm not really sure, I have to check on that. I'm not sure if the hellfire is everlasting or it's going to end or not. You know, Abdul Razak Al-Afifi. But I'm saying that even he in his, inshallah, I'm putting on the internet. Look, I ain't even got started yet. I'm telling you, I'm just barely getting my pen writing and getting the typing thing going on. But the video thing and the YouTube, they gonna wish no one ever made YouTube. And inshallah, I'm gonna get this stuff started. People gonna ask YouTube to shut down after now.
This is why they're saying that you, me, Hanif, and everybody believes that Allah is everywhere, so no one can listen to us.
Yeah. Let me set the record straight for that. What? We do not believe Allah is everywhere. We believe, as anybody watching this, we believe what Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah believes. Allah